All righty, guys. Good evening. Good evening. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. In here solo tonight. Joel is out and about. So you guys are stuck with me tonight. Be a fun stream, though. Be a quick stream, although we have a lot to talk about. So give me a thumbs up. You guys can hear me. Go ahead and pop out the chat. You got Stephanie, Jack, Michael, Dawn, Ashley, Amanda, Sue, Logan. What's up? Christina, thank you. Shannon, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get started here, guys. So the upcoming week here is going to be action-packed. And I don't mean, I guess we can talk about maybe some severe weather, but it's going to be a very active week here in terms of rain, storms, aurora potential. Just overall, it's going to be an active week. So let's go ahead and dive in. Starting with today, we do have a couple showers out there across Southwest and the west side of Michigan. There is a decent shower right now in Eaton County near Charlotte area, looking at radar on my phone here. But overall, nothing severe expected today. Maybe a rumble of thunder. That's about it. Tomorrow, though, we are going to be looking at the SPC outlooks here. Here's today's for what it's worth. The light green areas here indicating that there could be a general thunderstorm in that region. So about South Central Michigan, perhaps Western UP. As we get into tomorrow and also Tuesday, the entire state does have a general thunderstorm risk. There is a severe risk that sits just off to our south and to our west. It may brush Berrien County just ever so slightly there. So it's close, but not in the state technically. So we'll watch it closely. I think tomorrow is going to be a day to watch kind of a little bit closely. We'll go over there here in a second. But overall, Monday, the entire state in a risk for general thunderstorms. And once again, here on Tuesday, again, the entire state in the risk for general thunderstorms with, again, a severe risk displaced off to our south and west. So overall, next 2 days, something in my eye, I apologize about that. Next 2 days, there is no severe risk per SPC, but there could be one or two strong rogue storms. Looking at the model for tomorrow, we're going to be looking at showers and storms tonight here, isolated nature. Most of you guys, in fact, 95% of you guys are not going to see rain today. But as we get into tomorrow, here is the model for tomorrow at 5 p.m. Can we actually zoom in here? Cool, we can. Sweet. So here is the lower peninsula here tomorrow morning. Bam, there's the afternoon. Scattered to widely scattered showers and storms popping up across the state here. Okay. Now, with these pop-up storms, we cannot really depict when and where. They just pop up randomly. This is just a model saying, hey, this is probably going to happen here. Don't take it as, hey, there's a storm over me at 5 o'clock here. Okay, it may hit you, it may not. Just know that scattered storms are possible tomorrow. Would not be shocked if one or two tries to become strong. I don't expect severe weather to become a concern tomorrow, but, some gusty winds, 30, 40 miles per hour, perhaps some small hail, heavy downpours, frequent lightning. They're general summertime thunderstorms, definitely a possibility here. As we get into Tuesday, it is a repeat, much of the same for Tuesday. Again, the entire state within that general thunderstorm risk, as we see here. And then as we get into the model here, it does show, again, mainly on the east side of the state here, a lot of showers and storms popping up there right around US 23 and points eastward. But again, the environment across the entire state would be favorable for general thunderstorms. That will likely continue as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, especially. In fact, Wednesday and Thursday are both days I'm kind of watching a little bit closer for perhaps some strong to severe storms. Again, models right now are kind of split on this. I'll go ahead and show you guys the GFS run here. We'll go ahead and compare that to the NAM model. So the GFS model run here, as we talked about Monday, Tuesday risk are south and west of us. The environment there on Tuesday does kind of brush up there into Michigan, perhaps a stronger storm again on Tuesday. But as we get into Wednesday, that kind of shifts on the GFS model up into Michigan. But the NAM model is not as suggestive of this. This is Wednesday. As we get into Thursday, a repeat there, the entire state really getting in on a low-end environment for sure, a potential for that. But overall, Wednesday, Thursday would be your days to watch for anything severe. And then the NAM model here, going back to the Wednesday I talked about here, the NAM model is saying it's going to be off to our south and west here. There's, for what it's worth, here's Monday, again, south and west of us. Here's Tuesday on the NAM. Again, mostly to our west and south. And as we get into Wednesday here, the NAM model is saying it's going to be south of us here. Better environment across Illinois, Iowa area. GFS is well north of that. So how it plays out will be very interesting. I do think there's definitely potential for this to stay south of us. But if there's going to be any type of organized severe weather this week, it's going to be either Wednesday or Thursday time frame. After that, we look at Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We are looking at a little bit of a cool down. Back over here to the GFS model, back over to the temperatures here. Looking at the week, it's going to be around mid 80s for most of us here. We'll get to temperatures a little bit more here in a second. But overall, as we get past that Friday time frame into the weekend, we're going to be looking at temperatures probably cooling off just a few degrees here. Not by much, though. It's a very weak system working through. So expect temperatures to linger right around mid 80s, perhaps low 80s for the weekend upcoming. Your temperature graph here via the GFS ensemble models do indicate the entire week here in the low to mid 80s. This is taken out of the Jackson area. So tomorrow we have 81 there, the second bar in. The third bar in is Tuesday. Then it was Wednesday. 86 for Wednesday, 85 for Thursday. Then we get into Friday there, 82. Back into the weekend, 84, 82. And then the beginning of next week, it looks like it cools down just a bit on the GFS model, going up to the Gaylord area for you guys up there in northern lower Michigan. The temperatures are much the same here, mid 80s this week, so a statewide warm up here. But as we get into the next week, temperatures should drop back off into and around upper 70s into the low 80s. Last but not least here, well, second to last here, the CSU learning model. We use this quite often. We started showing you guys this recently, past couple of months. This is a probability-based guidance, not associated with any SPC outlook, but it does follow the SPC probability guidance here. So this is for Tuesday. Looking at the best probabilities, it does remain south and west of Michigan. The yellow area indicating 15 plus up to 30% probabilities, and the brownish area there in 5 to 15% probabilities. So not very high there. Definitely more concern in the yellow areas. Into the Wednesday timeframe, that does shift close to Michigan, but still is just off to our south. Then as we get into the Thursday timeframe, that does shift up into the southern portions of Michigan. So definitely keep an eye out this week for potential strong to severe storms, generally around that Wednesday to Thursday time frame. But again, don't rule one out, Monday or Tuesday with these general summertime pop-up storms. They can sometimes go rogue and become severe briefly. So not going to rule that out this week at all. But overall, organized severe weather should definitely hold off until the Wednesday, Thursday time frame, if anything happens this week at all. All right, definitely has a better potential to our south and west across the 94 corridor, and especially over by Kalamazoo area. That's just where the best environment right now looks to be setting up if it brushes up into Michigan. Last but not least here, the CPC guidance for temperatures and precipitation next 6 to 10 days. We are in above average contour yet again through April, or should I say August? I say April, wow. Through August 3rd through the 7th, we're going to be looking at above average temperatures here. As far as precipitation goes, we're looking at roughly near normal conditions. And as we get into the later parts of the month, the 3 to 4 week outlook, we are still sitting well within the above average contour. As well as precipitation go, we are looking primarily at near normal conditions precipitation wise. So expect temperatures roughly low to mid 80s throughout the time period. Often on chances of rain this week upcoming will be active. Overall, I think there's storm chances across the state each day. Strong to severe storm chances centered around Wednesday and Thursday especially. But again, fluid forecast here, a lot can change. Now, off topic of storms, we do have a geomagnetic storm. It's what we call a G3 watch in effect here, per the SWPC Space Weather Prediction Center here, indicating that we are going to have a chance to see the aurora here in Michigan if clouds cooperate. When, you're going to ask? Well, the first chance is tomorrow night, so Monday night into Tuesday morning, and once again, Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning, again, seeing some possibilities of aurora here. The timeline for this, the G3 watch, which is a KP7, which means it'd be possible to see the aurora in potentially the entire state. Go ahead and overlay this here for you guys. So this is where it kind of correlates to where you can see it in Michigan. So a KP4 storm right now is in the UP. If you're south there, you're not going to see a KP4 level storm. The G1 storm is the lowest level. We're going to see KP5. You can see that up in the UP as well as places in yellow there. So roughly right around Mount Pleasant and north. And then as we get further south into Michigan here, the KP6 equivalent to G2. So anywhere in that red area and points northward through the yellow and green areas, you can see the aurora. The G3 brushes up into northern Ohio, northern Indiana, northern Illinois. So a G3 watch indicates the aurora may be visible pretty much over our heads, essentially, on Monday night, if everything can arrive and is strong as anticipated here. So tomorrow night will be one to watch for sure. And again, on Tuesday night, the G2 storm watch is in effect. So again, that's still a statewide chance for both nights, but definitely a stronger possibility that is forecasted to arrive roughly tomorrow around that sunset time frame. So cross your fingers, hope it arrives as expected when it's expected. These things are even more fluid than severe weather, so a lot can happen here. We're just communicating what's in effect here for SWPC, and that does start tomorrow evening. So we'll have updates on our page if anything does look promising. Do expect us to post a lot about that. As far as cloud cover goes, though, taking this back out of here, as far as cloud cover goes, that may become a concern. I think it will become a concern, but I do think there's going to be chances with breaks in the clouds for tomorrow night for portions of Michigan. Kind of hard to pinpoint this far in advance. Here's your cloud cover model here. The white is clouds, the black is clear skies. As we get into Monday night, we are going to see most of the state here in clouds, but we do see some breaks happening there from west to east there. The western UP has clear skies, and also the portions of West Michigan are also in clear skies here. And that kind of works its way eastward through the overnight period before we reach sunrise on Tuesday morning. It kind of clears out a little bit better there. So clouds will be around, yes, but I do think there's chances of at least some breaks here, especially the further northwest you go, and especially on the west side of the lower peninsula here as well. Another cloud cover model we can look at here is the GEM model. This is usually better at handling cloud cover here. Into tomorrow night, it has a pretty similar story here. Much of the UP, central western part of the UP, clear. Also the west side of Michigan there toward Grand Rapids, points northward toward Ludington, Manistee, Traverse City. Looks to have a little bit of a clearing there. That kind of pushes east again with time as we get into the 3, 4, 5 a.m. hours here. So I do think there's a chance that we could get some clear skies for you guys tomorrow as far as the aurora goes. All right, so cross your fingers. Hope everything goes smoothly here. A lot can change. A lot happened this week. Let's take it one day at a time and get through it. All right. With that being said, feel free to drop some questions here in chat. We would appreciate that. Pop out chat here. I haven't looked at it in a while. What's up, Drew? Got Pickle Jar in here. Got Dawn in here still. Steven, what's up, guys? Let me scroll back up here and see if you guys have any questions. As far as timing goes for storms, I do think it's going to be centered around the afternoon and evening time frame. There is pop-up storm potential each day. Usually those happen peak heating, which is usually when the sun's directly overhead, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Expect storms to pop up anywhere between then and into the evening hours, 7, 8, 9 p.m. And they should die out after sunset. Now, if we get anything organized in terms of like line segments, bow echo, stuff like that, we're going to definitely have timing maps up for you guys. But right now, our confidence in anything happening in Michigan like that is very low. We're not going to talk about timing until we're actually confident in something organized happening. But as far as pop-ups go, each day has potential. Into the evening time frame is when that usually occurs. And that goes for everybody across the entire state. I can't really point timing out, this far in advance for all these days. It's just impossible to do. There is something still stuck in my eye that I cannot get out. The new chair is comfy and doesn't squeak either. Also got a new microphone here. So hopefully I sound a bit better quality for you guys. Am I feeling better? Yes, I am feeling much better. Today has been the first day I haven't blown my nose constantly. Sore throat was gone a few days ago. Just been some lingering mucus, blowing it out. And today, definitely still some there for sure, but I'll be better here in a few days for sure. So. Any storms for Thursday? Potential for that, Patricia. Definitely potential for that. I do think the best chances all week for severe weather are going to be off to our south, but overall storm chances do exist each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and potentially Friday as well. Did I go over the CSU learning model here? I think I did, but I don't think I went too far in depth here. Here's Tuesday. Probability, I think I did actually go over this. Probability off to our south. Here is, I did go over this. Here's Wednesday. And then here is Thursday here, showing the 94 corridor here from Detroit over to Kalamazoo with best chances of severe. Whether that's going to be in Michigan or not, or to our south, is still yet to be seen. A lot of, domino effect, we call it here, where one day is going to affect the next. So Monday will affect Tuesday, Tuesday will affect Wednesday, so on and so forth. So confidence in this overall week in severe weather is quite low. Chances definitely higher off to our south and west. Hopefully they stay there. That'd be the best scenario. Definitely widespread potential tomorrow for scattered storms that shouldn't be severe. Just general summertime thunderstorms, definitely possible tomorrow for you guys. I would not rule out a storm or two this week becoming severe randomly. Definitely a possibility. We see it all the time here in summertime. Definitely a possibility tomorrow for that, but not expected to do that. But of course, anything goes severe, we're right here. We'll be on here doing it. Did you get my package? I do have some packages here. I have not opened them yet, and I will not open them tonight unless I get Joel on here as well. So we're not doing packages tonight, guys, unfortunately. I don't know if Bob's in here, but if Bob is in here, the LED dimmer works perfectly, as well as the shelf there, which we have the MSC duck back on. So you can see those back behind me. So thank you, Bob, for getting the shelf and also the LED dimmer because it is working perfectly. Do you think the moisture and humidity could have heavy impact on pop-up shower intensity? So yeah, it's going to be definitely on the humider. Is that a word? More humid side this week. And yes, the moisture content and quality will definitely play a part in pop-up showers and storms this week. It's just going to be a matter of getting some lift via, short waves, cold fronts, lake breeze boundaries, outflow boundaries. That's going to be the trigger for storms this week. So yeah, it's going to be moist, but moisture by itself doesn't do much of anything. We have to have that lift, which is also why I talk about slim a lot. We have to have slim in order to get storms, but also severe weather as well. So definitely have to have at least the lift and moisture and instability to get some storms. So at least the limb part is slim. Don't always need shear to get, severe, but usually, or should I say storms, not severe. Humider is now a word. Yeah, the MSC dictionary is definitely in full effect tonight. Statemented, humider. There's a couple of others that Joel talks about. I forgot what they are. The duck's name, the yellow duck's name is Thunder Duck, and that was not our choice. That was via poll that we had for you guys. So if you guys don't like the name, you could have voted, but it's Thunder Duck. And yes, there is a second duck back there, Carrie. I think Carrie asked that. Nope, no, she didn't. Somebody, Skylar did. Yeah, there are two ducks back there, actually. Rigged poll. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. The vote was rigged. Come on, guys. If you guys got questions, feel free to drop those in chat. I'll be happy to answer those for you guys. But overall, active week coming up here. Shower, storm chances almost every single day. Severe chances low at this point. Definitely got some concern for Wednesday and Thursday. Hopefully it stays away from the state, which I think it will for the most part. But I do think there's a 1 or 2 days in there, especially Wednesday, Thursday, to watch for sure. And also, there's no way for me to rig these polls, guys. There is no way. I set up on YouTube, I click post poll, and I just, from there on, it's you guys. So unless YouTube's messing with it, it ain't me. People made extra accounts. I mean, I'm not going to rule that out, but I don't think people could have that many accounts to rig the poll because there's like 150 votes on each poll we did. So, do you wear fitted or snapbacks? I can do either one. I prefer like the baseball cap. I have a oddly shaped head, so usually flat bill hats don't really look too good on me, so I prefer the baseball cap type. And sometimes I can pull off the backward hat look, but overall, I just wear them forwards most of the time. Yep, there is a G3 watch in effect for tomorrow night. So I know for those of you who saw the original post that went out, I changed it within about 5 minutes or so. So hopefully most of you guys saw the updated post. But when they posted it, it said for July 30th, which is Tuesday. But the G3 watch they had butts up to the UTC time or Zulu time. And that starts at 00Z. And that's the start of the new day, which is the 30th, which is Tuesday at 8 p.m. Or should I say Monday at 8 p.m. So technically, July 30th in UTC time starts at Monday, 8 p.m. So it's a little confusing, I know. I got confused there for a second. But it is updated, and that G3 watch is in effect for tomorrow, Monday night into Tuesday morning. A G3 basically is a level of geomagnetic storm. G1 is the lowest, G2 is second, then it goes all the way to G5. Those can have fluctuations on the power grid, communications, high-frequency communications, satellites, stuff like that. So a G3 is also what can cause aurora. G1, G2, any geomagnetic storm can cause aurora. G3 here in Michigan would be aurora over our heads. Might be the level that would be the strength of the aurora. G2 would be the entire state. G1 is just northern Michigan. And then below G1, we call it KP4. Usually that's UP type of aurora. So a G3 is a type of, think of it as like the aurora, the level of the aurora. Do we have any idea what winter may look like? That's a good question, Patricia. So generally speaking, obviously we are still many months away from winter, but I can point you in one direction, and that's kind of how we forecasted this active season, and that is to what we call the Enzo phase. Without all the nitty-gritty talk of it, basically we are thinking that it's going to be more cold and more snowy for this winter overall. Usually when we have, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, the El Nino to La Nina transition, the forecast for La Nina is going to a moderate to strong. That should overlap well, historically speaking, to a active and cooler winter. So winter lovers may be in for a treat this year, but again, this is not an official forecast. It's just based on historical data. So I do think we had to wait a few more months before we get a good idea of what winter could look like, but historically speaking, it should be active. Should we cancel plans based on the chance of storms next couple of days? No, I don't think so, Joey. I would check back for Wednesday and Thursday, but overall, this is not going to be, at this point in time for tomorrow, Tuesday, it will not be something to plan your day around. Definitely make sure you have your ways to receive warnings. Make sure you know, have your safe places. That's stuff you should know whether there's no severe or there's going to be severe, whatever. But overall, don't plan your days around these risks. If any days to watch that you should plan around, probably going to be Thursday or Wednesday. But again, we're still many days out from that. So check back for the forecast. Yes, that is Northern Lights. Aurora is Northern Lights. What's up, Matthew? Weekend was good. Been enjoying it outside. What's up, Julie? Good to see you in here. Crazy thing is, before I hopped on here, I was about to eat this. I realized it was 6:58, so I was like, I gotta wait. So I got food waiting on me. Can we go over the Thursday time frame? So yes, we can. It's Wednesday and Thursday. So basically the gist, Matthew, GFS model is more northerly and the NAM model is more south. Looking at the overlap of wind shear and instability here for Wednesday and Thursday, here's Wednesday. We see a good overlap there, especially in South Michigan, Southwest Michigan especially. This is for Wednesday at 2 p.m. Comparing that to the NAM model, though, for the exact same parameter space, we're going to see a very, very big difference here. And here is Wednesday at 2 p.m. So when you compare these, one is like 300-400 miles to the south and west of the other one. So I do think there's a chance we could get some activity on Wednesday and Thursday. And obviously the NAM model ends at Wednesday night. So we'll go back to the GFS here. I do think Thursday is a day to watch as well. Just got to watch that northwest flow type of pattern, see how far north and how far east, these risks can get. And here's Thursday for you. A little bit less of an environment there, but it does include Michigan for the GFS. And also the CSU learning model. I know, Matthew, you talked about this a lot. The CSU is also pinpointing here's Thursday, South Michigan in that 15% to 30% probability range. And here's Wednesday. It's off to the south and west. It does clip Berrien County. So let's keep an eye on that. So I think anything organized going to happen, it'll be probably Wednesday or Thursday. But overall chances right now, very low. So keep an eye on the page. We'll post updates if anything changes for that. We'll keep you guys updated for sure. Pop back over here for tomorrow. Need the floater. There we go. Perfect. Nope, not perfect. Now we're perfect. Will smoke from the Canadian fires affect the weather? Kurt, that is an excellent question. Overall weather, not really. I actually do not know if we're going to have any smoke this week. I did not look at the vertically integrated smoke, we call it. It's a product on a website we use. It measures the smoke particles in the atmosphere. I do not know how bad it's going to be this week. I'm going to see if I can brush up on that real quick and get back to you with that. I think I got to log into, I meant to log into our model site because I don't think they have it here on Pivotal, unfortunately. They may, I just don't want to spend too much time trying to find it. I'll come back to it. But overall, I do think there's a chance with northwest flow here. The smoke is likely going to fill in here. It shouldn't be too overly bad, though. I'll take a peek at it after. And if it does look bad, I'll post it. But I don't think it'll be too bad this week. Okay, if you guys want me to check the smoke, I can log in. In fact, I might already be logged in. Hold on, I am logged in. Okay, cool. They bury this deep within these models, so I don't look at it too often. So it takes me a second to remember where to find it at. Let's see if I can't just. Yeah, bear with me, guys. I have no idea where to find this at. I thought the GFS had it. I'm probably going to find it after this stream and be like, oh, that was stupid of me. Goodness gracious. Okay. I'll go ahead and go back to the comments section here, and I'll just keep on trying to poke around here and see if I can find it. It's in here somewhere. You know, it's probably on the HRRR. That's what it is. I'll bet you that's where it's at. There it is. So this is your vertically integrated smoke. It only goes out to about 48 hours. So that's the only downside to this. I thought there was a model GFS or Euro that goes out further. Next couple of days, though, here is your vertically integrated smoke. So the brighter the color basically is indicating where the smoke is at. Next couple of days, it does look like perhaps Tuesday afternoon, we're going to get a little bit of a burst of smoke there. But overall, we see the higher concentration centered over the high plains back through Idaho area. So it shouldn't be too big of a concern. Definitely have some push there into Michigan come Tuesday, though. So doesn't look too bad. Same here, Janelle. I really hope the smoke doesn't mess with it. I don't think it will too much tomorrow. I think the biggest battle tomorrow will be clouds for sure. So what effect will the smoke have on northern lights? So it will make it harder. If there's going to be any smoke around, it will make it a lot harder to see it. Think of it as like haze in the atmosphere. You have haze, you kind of limits your visibility on long distance. So definitely does affect the viewing of the aurora for sure. So less smoke we have, the better. Yeah, there are fires coming out all over Canada now. I believe there's a couple new ones this week, as well as out in the plains as well. So there is quite a bit of new developments in terms of the wildfires out there. See if I missed anything. What's the earliest you see snow coming? That's way too early, Chad. I threw out a date a few streams ago. I forgot the date. I think I said like December 3rd or something as just a pure guess. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. I'm going to say December 3rd. See if I'm right. Of course, you people probably get snow before then. Usually how it goes. But overall, I'm going to say first lower peninsula snow will be December 3rd. What I mean by like lower peninsula, I mean like Grand Rapids, Lansing, Detroit area. Because I know that you people have snow much well before then. So. I heard about a hurricane coming to Florida at the end of next week, beginning of next week. So there is, to my knowledge, a tropical disturbance that is well off. It's still in the Atlantic, so we got a ways to go. I don't see anything. I'm gonna pop on here real quick just to make sure. Yeah, I don't see anything in the Atlantic that's imminent. So no, I see a 40% chance of a storm forming at this point. So nothing too crazy just yet. New to Michigan, when do storms usually stop? So great question. Great question. So our peak severe weather season occurs between usually April, into April, May-ish, into right around the end of August. However, we can and sometimes do get severe weather at all months of the year. Obviously, it has to be warm in the wintertime, but usually the wintertime systems are really packed with wind shear, but the instability is not as high. So those end of the year type of systems are few and far between, but when they do happen, they definitely catch our eye. But usually, end of August, things will start winding down in terms of activity. Yeah, let's try not to have a spicy end of August like we did last year. That'd be great. That'd be great. August 23rd of August, actually, both days, 23rd and 24th of last year. That was probably one of the bigger events here in Michigan. That's going to be, I'm not going to say it's going to be, for a long time, because I think we have May 7th this year that kind of rivaled that a little bit for Southwest Michigan. But I do think that's going to be more of a widespread, one of the more widespread events we're going to have here in Michigan in quite some time. I know probably some of you guys here in chat remember the 98 derecho. That was probably going to be, I'd probably call that more so historic for Michigan back in 1998. Definitely August 24th was definitely not historic, but definitely was impactful for a large portion of the population here in Michigan. Storm chances, Ashley. I'd say Friday definitely has storm chances. Saturday may be dry, although we're still 6-7 days out from that. So I do think we'll be a Friday have storm chances. Saturday maybe on the drier side. Yeah, last August we were just getting started here with MSC. We only had I think 40,000 followers at the time of August 24th. So we were quite young as a page. So, but yeah, that was definitely a big night for a lot of you guys who found us here for the first time. So appreciate you guys sticking around. A year later, here you guys are. So appreciate you guys sticking around. I don't see flooding. I see a question here about rainfall near Lansing. I don't see flooding this week as a huge concern. I do think, localized, if a storm trains over the same area repeatedly, definitely could see some flooding there for sure. But overall, it shouldn't become too big of a concern, widespread flooding. I would love to see that Southeast Michigan. Yeah, there is I can tell you guys a little bit of a synopsis. I just actually answered the question on the page a few days ago about that. There were 37 wind reports out of August 24th. There was 7 tornadoes, and there was, I think, 1 hail report out of that first supercell that ended up combining near Rockford. If you guys remember that, we had a supercell combined with like a line of storms that formed a tornado near Rockford, which is Grand Rapids area. That cell that first went up just north of Rockford had a hail report on it, and that was about it. So 37 wind reports, 7 tornado reports, and 1 hail report. But I mean, you got to think about it though as well. August 24th was a big deal for a lot of us here in South Central Michigan because it was a big area: Grand Rapids, Lansing, Detroit, Jackson, Hillsdale, Adrian, Monroe. Like there was a large population affected. But if you go back to this year, we had an equally impactful, just on a smaller scale. If you guys think back to Muskegon County, especially with that line of storms that came overnight into the early morning hours across Lake Michigan, kind of dove south there. That was very impactful for you guys over there in Muskegon County, but also most of the Lake Michigan counties over there in West Michigan. That was still very impactful for you guys this year. I think that was June 25th, if I'm not mistaken. How are we lower as far as storm reports this year compared to last year? This year seems way more active. We're not done with this year yet, for one, but I do think a lot of it, and this can go both ways. It could be just overall there was a lot more reports for one day. Okay, I'm going to try and break this out as simple as possible. So a lot of it comes down to how many things are reported. So, for example, there were only 37 wind reports out of August 24th. However, you and I probably both know there was a lot more damage than that occurred. It just didn't get reported. So that's why we always ask you guys when we're streaming, hey, do you guys have reports, damage reports, trees down, hail reports? That all helps us relay reports, not only to us, but we send those directly to NWS here in Michigan so they can log those reports in. So sometimes we'll have, sometimes we'll have the help from you guys of, hey, my tree got, blown over. It's a large tree that can get added to a report. That becomes a report. Now, another thing though, is how many reports a office, and should I say NWS office wants to put in the system. Sometimes offices will put every single report they get in, and sometimes they'll be like, okay, well, 20 is enough, call it good. Now, it just kind of depends sometimes. But there's a lot more that goes into it. Overall, I don't think it's in terms of activity this year. I think we've had a very active year overall, or kind of quieting down a little bit. But again, the year's not over. I think we'll be comparable to last year in terms of severe weather. We're sitting at 12 tornadoes. We only had 14 last year. So we're about to match that. Probably going to match that, I'm going to assume. But still, we're kind of on par either way in terms of tornadoes from this year to last year. If you take August 24th out of the equation last year, we only had 7 tornadoes in Michigan. The mods need a fun band hammer sticker. I got you, Julie. I got you. Although you're going to have it as a member too. I can't make it just admins, unfortunately. I can get you. Just give me a second to get in here and actually make it. Goodness gracious, this is going to be funny. So for those of you who don't know, our YouTube members here do get exclusive stickers to use. while we're live on YouTube. So if you guys and members want to drop some, just give an example for you guys watching on YouTube. So Julie requested a hammer sticker for women to ban people. So we're gonna get that made real quick here. Takes like 30 seconds. I gotta upload this real quick. Oof, it was not a PNG. My bad. I gotta redo that. Gotta flip this around here. There we go. That'll be better. All right, members have a hammer sticker now. It is, Jess. All right, back to chat here, guys. Would a cold winter this year lower the next storm season? That's not really how it works, Skylar. Not really. Although I will say a colder year would turn the lakes cooler, maybe. Perhaps would take a while for the lakes to warm up. That could be definitely a factor. But overall, in terms of activity, the cold winter should not really dampen these severe chances next season. But again, we are still many months out. So, all right. Any other questions, guys? Yeah, we have some great mods here, guys. We got Julie, got Dawn, Jess, got Hadley. We got a lot here, guys. So appreciate you guys as mods. I know you have more than that, but you guys are awesome. Always patrolling chat. So shout out to you guys. There is a moderate chance of sinus headaches. That was me this morning. I woke up with one major headache this morning. When does tornado season typically end? End of August, typically. Although we've had tornadoes every single month of the year here in Michigan. So it's, I'm not saying it's going to end here in August, but the typical historical peak season definitely goes from right around May to August. Has Michigan ever had a high severe risk? Yes. November 17th, 2013. Southwest Michigan had a high risk. That's the last high risk we have had in Michigan. November 17th. And there you go. November for all intents and purposes. So there you go. It can happen outside those severe risks, or months, should I say. There you go. There is your high risk there in Michigan for November 17th, 2013. So it did brush up there in the Kalamazoo, Coldwater, Hillsdale area. So there you go. I don't want to leave that up too long because people just joining and see that and go, hey, there's a huge severe risk. No, that's historical data right there. I was hoping Bob would be in here to show off the LED dimmer and also the shelf behind me, because Bob sent both of those. Appreciate that, Bob. If you're watching here, I assume you're not, but if you ever watch this on replay, I appreciate you, Bob. Comes in handy. Northern Lights chances tomorrow night as well as Tuesday night. We'll post updates on our page, but do expect that. Cloud cover could become a concern. We'll have updates on the page all day tomorrow regarding any chances. If it's looking positive, negative, we'll have updates. But tomorrow night, all the state has a chance, as well as Tuesday night, and perhaps Wednesday as well, but we'll see. Again, cloud cover could become a concern, though, especially with increasing storm chances. High risk of chill stream vibes. We always try to be chill. We don't want to be too edgy, I guess, all the time. Obviously, there's time to be, serious and time to have fun. So we try to have a balance here. Will the chasers be on anytime soon? Likely going to have some this week. In fact, I mean, if you guys want to watch out-of-state content, we may be streaming Indiana content tomorrow to our other page, Great Lakes Storm Chasing Network. I think we have 1 or 2 chasers going out to chase out-of-state tomorrow. So we'll perhaps have out-of-state content. But as far as Michigan goes, I mean, we have to have severe weather first. And plus, all of our guys here are volunteer. Nobody does this full-time. So they all have full-time jobs, responsibilities. So they're not always going to be able to chase 100% of the time. So, but they're there when they can be. Bob. Thank you, Bob. See you in here now. Appreciate you, Bob. Did anyone find Chandler? No one, to my knowledge, has found Chandler yet. And I believe he just got home. So I guess nobody ended up finding Chandler. So for those of you who probably don't know what I'm talking about, we had a contest posted to the page yesterday. If you guys could spot the MSC vehicle, we enter you in a contest. And I think nobody found him. So go figure. We'll do a giveaway here in August, though, for sure. A shirt or a weather radio giveaway. We'll do one here fairly soon. Y'all got the Linktree sponsor. Linktree, can admin drop that in chat, please, for Nick? Yeah, Dawn just dropped that Linktree for you, Nick. Do you also do more outside of Michigan, Indiana? So we do sometimes. Obviously, the priority is and always will be here in Michigan. So if there's a risk in Indiana and Michigan, obviously we're going to be streaming to Michigan. But for example, like for tomorrow, when severe weather is expected outside of Michigan, but still in the region, we will stream to other accounts. Yes, we do Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin. We call it Great Lakes Storm Chasing Network. Haven't seen you all in a while, which is kind of a good thing. Hope all is good with you and Joel. Thank you, Mike. It's been a very quiet week, and that's good. We need a break. We've been there was a couple times there we've been streaming like 7, 8. I think we streamed like 10 or 11 days straight there throughout the summer. So it's been active. It's been active for us. But you know, a break's not always a bad thing. We love streaming. Of course, we won't want severe weather, but we like hopping on here and you know, getting to know you guys. So, but definitely a break is definitely a much welcomed, especially after the active year we've had. So. Yeah, I'll do a recap here briefly, and I'll probably hop off here. So for those of you just joining in, we'll go ahead and go over everything very briefly here. So synopsis of this week, temperature-wise for the entire week, for most of the entire state, unless you're in the UP or close to a lake, looking at low to mid 80s all throughout the week. Shouldn't have any days that are too hot, should I say. Storm chances will exist likely each day. Severe weather chances will likely stick to Wednesday and perhaps Thursday. Next couple of days here, we do have tomorrow here, entire state in a general thunderstorm risk. The severe risk is off to our south there in dark green. Do not expect tomorrow to be anything severe. However, we will have a lot of thunderstorms around tomorrow, so wouldn't be shocked if 1 or 2 tries to become strong. I'm going to say winds probably right around 40 miles an hour would be possible. Perhaps some small hail, frequent lightning, heavy downpours. General summertime thunderstorms. Would not be shocked if one storm tries to go rogue and become strong or severe. And that goes for each day this week. Pop-up storms are very hard to depict and really hard to get a handle on. So wouldn't be shocked if we had 1 or 2 severe storms this week. Overall, though, organized severe weather doesn't look likely at all in Michigan. If it's going to happen out of any day this week, Wednesday and Thursday are your days to watch. And that is because of the GFS model here showing the overlap of wind shear and instability does shift northward into Michigan. So we'll watch that day closely. The CSU learning model as well, picking up on a potential northward shift there of severe probabilities. But again, I think that chance overall is quite low for the week. So synopsis, mid 80s, low 80s temperatures. Severe chances are low for the week, but not zero. Nothing organized right now is expected. Storm chances exist every single day throughout the afternoon and evening. Don't really see anything too big to be concerned about at this point. Aurora chances do start tomorrow evening and then also on Tuesday night as well. Entire state would have a chance of that if everything can arrive correctly and clouds cooperate. Overall chances of that happening will be updated tomorrow when we have better confidence, so stay tuned to the page for that. But yes, aurora chances for both tomorrow and Tuesday nights. All right. With that being said, I believe we are done. Chandler was on the west side of Michigan. He was all the way down like Niles, Kalamazoo, Wayland, Holland, Grand Rapids. He was all over West Michigan for a while. I'm sure some of you guys probably passed and just didn't notice it. Yeah, so the storm chances, Penny, do exist each day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, perhaps Friday as well. Pop-up showers and storms, a possibility. It's going to be a little bit warmer, a little bit more humid than normal. So definitely can get some pop-up showers there across the entire state. But pinpointing where and when exactly at this range is just really hard to do. And is hard to do in general with pop-up storms. So, all right. With that being said, I'm going to pop out of here, guys. It's been about an hour or so. So do me a favor. Smash the like button for me. I'll see you guys next time here at Michigan Storm Chasers. Hopefully, we get through this week without having to go live again. Fingers are crossed. But do expect updates in terms of anything severe, if anything, as well as aurora chances starting as early as tomorrow morning. All right. You guys stay safe.